Hey guys, so got all of the equipment that I need to put into my sump. The other day I got my overflow box in the mail. So that's going to go, that part goes into the tank. It hangs on just like a hang-on back overflow, hang-on back filter. Went to my local fish shop and got all the other parts and pieces. That's all part of the overflow. But I got hose and got an adapter here that they were kind enough to glue in for me into the bulkhead here that gets screwed into there, into the bottom of the overflow box. Picked up a return pump that's going to go in the sump along with the hose and the return nozzle. Also picked up a couple of these little suction cup things that's going to go on a hose, and that's going to hold this on the back of the tank. So I'm going to go ahead and start installing all this and see how it looks. Alright, here it is. I've got the sump all set up, got all the plumbing done. I had to do a couple little runs out to get a few parts and pieces. Take a look at the sump here. You can see I've got the protein skimmer running in here. I've still got to adjust it up. I did have to prop it up a little bit on a couple of old cassette tape cases for right now. You can see the water in here. The top of this glass is at 8 inches, so it's almost like 8.5 inches. So I definitely had to prop it up. I had to do a little plumbing on the overflow pipe here. I had to go out and get one of these, and I've got it temporarily stuck on the back of the sump, I guess, intake hose to regulate that so that I don't get any gurgling and toilet flushing sounds coming out of the overflow here. So yeah, I had gurgling sounds. Had to adjust this just right. Basically the water was flowing out of this thing on this side here, going down there through the hose a little bit too fast. And so I was getting air sucked in to here, and it just sounded like a toilet running, you know. And that's why I had to put this guy on here on the other end and slow it down a little bit. Now I did slow it down, and so I'm not getting the full, you know, you see it's I'm not getting the full flow of what's coming through the tube, which is this the thing is rated for 300 gallons per hour, but you can see it's a decent flow coming out of there. And I'll play around with it and try to increase it and whatnot. The last chamber here, you can see where I got the water level marked, and that's when I had everything sort of running stable. It's still stable, but I may have to increase the flow a little bit to get this water to come up a little bit. So basically what I'm doing is I'm regulating the flow coming into the sump with what the pump is doing. Otherwise, the tank's a little freaked out because of all the additional water and playing around in here. The actual overflow box here is ginormous, so you can see how much it takes up in the tank. It's a PF 300, and the whole reason I got that was because I'm eventually gonna replace this 10 gallon with a larger tank. So figured I'll try to make it work in here, and it does take up a big chunk of space in there. You can see I still have the standard filter on the back, have the return coming up here into the return pipe here, and then getting put back out into the tank. But the whole thing is I'm going to be putting a bigger tank on here eventually, and I'll be documenting that with with videos. So figure I'd do the sump before the tank. So that's it for right now. Till next time. Bye.